Hey, my name's Ram, and I want to share with you as to what the ODC Workshop is about. This is a program that we've been doing for several years, and over the years we have fine-tuned and perfected it into something that is ideal to start ODC in an organization. It's a combination of things. It's got concepts, it's got case studies, it has a very detailed discussion on the definitions of ODC so people can learn to classify. There's a lot of practice. And then once actually there's enough practice, we are capable to start a class pilot. And the class pilot is designed with customer data, your data. So we go through a fair number of defects in small groups and then analyze the results and share the results back with the team. And at the end of this, we have a discussion of how you roll out ODC, what the major applications of ODC are, and so forth. So it's a holistic program that really takes a team from zero to project level implementation within a week. So that is something that is really valuable to an organization and something we have found to be a very well-engineered package. So let's look at some of the details. We go through concepts. And in the concepts, we spend a fair amount of time so people understand the core of ODC. What is measurement? How does one do semantic extraction? What is this classification system that allows you to create measurements out of semantic information and defects? How do they connect cause to effect? What are measures, what are not? What can it do, what can it not do? And we go through several case studies so the team has a good understanding of how you actually use ODC in real life. And we also go through a couple of typical applications of ODC. There are many applications of ODC, so we pick a couple that are most needed by many organizations, such as test effectiveness measurement, phase containment, root cause analysis, and understand as to how ODC does these things and where the productivity increases occur, where do the cost benefits kick in. Then we go into a understanding of the definitions of ODC in considerable detail. This is something which requires practice, and we do a lot of practice in class, teaching the class the C method of classification. This is a technique that when one really understands it and gets it, one can categorize a defect in retrospective mode in less than 4 minutes. In fact, that's the benchmark that we shoot for in a class, and most classes do better than that. So the common misconception that's around that we hear quite often is that ODC is so much of a burden, and it comes mostly from, oh my God, it takes so much time to categorize a defect. Well, that misinformation is busted when engineers can do it themselves in less than 2 minutes. It gives them confidence. And with that capability, one actually can do a retrospective deep dive with ODC so much faster. In fact, the class pilot is designed along those lines. It's not a mini deep dive because we don't have enough time for that, but we take client data and go through a reasonable sample so the class can actually categorize this, and we analyze the data and share that with the class. So this gives them a holistic experience of how to actually get ODC information and then consume it, consume the analysis to understand what does that show us and what do we do with that information. So this program at that point has now covered a lot of ground and is now ready to even have discussions about what kind of implementation is most meaningful within an organization. So there's a deployment discussion, and we talk about the different deployment modules and what might work in the organization. How does one make the necessary changes? How do you build a center of excellence? What are the kind of feedback systems one needs to establish? How do you bring in ODC for your particular project situation? So we have that discussion. This kind of wraps up the week. And at the end of the week, the team is ready to go and gain the insights from your defect data that otherwise has been always hard to get at. And we now have a method that gives you a much faster way of doing it and opens up a whole new world of software engineering analytics. So we look forward to doing this workshop with you, and hopefully we'll see you in a class soon. Thank you very much.